Hey Yuma, Bo Dela Cruz here, coming live to you from the DC Fit Studios for our third session. Firstly, I want to acknowledge country, pay my respects to traditional owners and elders past, present and emerging. So now we're going to go to an ad break, but this is your chance to go and grab some of your water bottles, your towels, anything you need to do this deadly session. Don't forget to send in your questions. I'll be on the side answering all the questions for you. So good luck and have some fun.
While we're doing things a little bit differently at the moment, you can now get your 715 health check from home, meaning it's the deadliest way to keep your health on track. Complete your health check via video teleconference or over the phone and you'll get your hands on one of these deadly shirts. So be deadly and live healthy. Book your telehealth appointment now at any participating community-controlled health service.
Everyone needs to get their flu shot this season, particularly for elders and people with chronic diseases and their households. It's really important to get your flu vaccine as soon as possible. So call up your local community control health service to ask about your free flu shot. Plus, you'll take home a Deadly Choices scarf or a beanie.
It's almost time to get your annual flu shot, and the messaging we're sending out loud and clear is phone first. So your clinics are coming up with lots of different ways to deliver flu vaccine. Many of those will be done outside of the clinic space. So we'll have marquees outside. We're going to have drive-through flu vaccination clinics. So that means you coming in your car, parking up, getting your flu jab, returning to your car and waiting 5 to 10 minutes before you drive home.
I'm back here with you from the DC Fit program, and we're joined here with Julian. So Jules, what have you been doing to keep active at the moment?
Well, I'm very lucky. Since footy's been cancelled for the year, Ipswich Jets have been kind enough to lend out some gym gear. I've set it up in my garage, and I've just been staying fit by doing that maybe 3-4 times a week.
Yeah. And then why is this important for you at the moment, mate?
Well, like I said, my family and I are big on exercising every day, making that healthy choice, deadly choices. And for those in the community that don't have access to any gym equipment or weren't lucky enough to get any, just use some other household equipment. So like a milk carton, fill it up with water. If you've got some rocks, anything that would be equivalent to the same weight or same style as the gym equipment we need for any exercises, and you can stay active.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for that, mate. All right, guys. So with all of our sessions, they're just generic exercises, okay? If you feel you need any modification, that sort of stuff, make sure that you're doing those at home yourself as well. Also, if you do need some extra advice, go and talk to your appropriate allied health professional or your GP as well. So as part of today's session, we're going to have 2 different levels of our exercises. Julian's going to be doing our level 2, and then Willie's going to be doing our level 1 exercises. So Willie's is going to be a bit easier, Julian's is going to be a bit more difficult. Make sure you can pick onto one of our fellas, and you can work your way through with them. So today's session is just going to be a pyramid workout. So we're going to start off with 5 reps of one exercise and work our way up to 30. And then working our way back down to 5. Then we're going to have a drink, and then we're going to just keep going through that a couple times, okay? I'll explain that a bit more as we go through. Let's get started with our warm-up though, I reckon. All right, fellas, we're going to do 20 star jumps. Off we go.
Ready? Yep.
Perfect. And now we're just going to do 5 lunges. So we're going to go left, right. So we're going to do 5 on each leg in total. Do 10 arm circles each way. So it's going to go forwards, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 10 back the other way. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, guys, now we're going to do 10 squats. I'm making sure you're getting just down as far as you feel possible. Off we go. So while we're working our way through today's exercises, too, guys, if you want to take a selfie, take a photo of your family exercising at home, make sure you're putting that on your social media, putting it in our comments, liking, sharing, and then tagging us in that as well. 10, perfect. 5 push-ups now, guys. So we're going to count these out as a group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now we're going to go through that again. We're just going to do this one a little bit faster for us, okay, guys? Off we go. 1, 2. Now our 5 lunges. I'm alternating sides. 2. That's it. 2, 2, 3. Now we've got the 10 squats coming up. Off we go. All right, now we've got the 5 push-ups. All right, count these out as a group, guys. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now we're going to start going through the exercises. What I want us to do while we're doing these, make sure you're joining in at home as well. While we're just going through the exercises, make sure you're keeping nice and warm, keeping that heart rate up. All right, for our first one, we're just going to have burpees. So Willie's going to be doing burpees with the help of a chair, and then Julian's going to be doing his burpees on the ground. So we're just going to go through, and we're just going to do 2 reps of each of these. Okay, so off we go. So Julian's going to be getting down, getting that chest to touch the ground. Willie's just going to be doing a push-up on the chair. So that way, for those of us who are working at home and don't feel confident getting down to the ground, we're going to make sure we just keep going through with Willie. Right, for our next one, we're going to be having 10 push-ups, okay? So we're going to do 2 push-ups just to demonstrate. Willie's going to do it on his knees, and then Julian's going to be doing it with his going down and then lifting his hands up at the bottom. That's it, and 2. All right, now we're going to be doing our side-lying leg raise. It's going to be laying down on the ground, fellas. And so what we really want to focus here is we're going to have our hips tilted forwards, and then we're just going to be lifting our foot up and doing it, a circular motion there. Trying to get a gap under your ribs. So Julian, just laying down with your shoulder on the ground for us, mate, please. That's the way. I'll take your hand out the front. Hand out the front for us, Julian. There we go. Out the front. Perfect. That's it. All right, perfect. So we got that one through there now. So number 4. All right, so our next exercise that we're just going to do here, guys, is just going to be doing our mini squats, okay? So Julian, you're going to be doing 180-degree jump squats, and then Willie's going to be doing mini squats, so mini air squats there. Just going to go through, do a couple reps of these just to show the guys at home. That's it. And Julian's going to be doing like a full 180-degree jump, while Willie's just going to be staying there doing a stationary squat.
David, why do you think it's good to have those modified type of sessions in there as well for people like Willie?
Well, it's a great example. So Willie's played 20-odd years of football, and now he's got some dodgy knees. Just over that time, he's got these sort of injuries. Everyone's going to be having different limitations. By having different exercises, even though they're very similar, is going to open up our possible audience up to so many more people who can now join in with our DC Fit programs without the fear of getting left behind, because we don't want that happening at all. So our next exercise is just going to be what we call turtles. So we're going to be laying down on our belly, and then so Willie's just going to be doing a little straight arm and leg flutters out in front, and then Julian's going to be swimming like a turtle with his arms and legs going out to the side. There we go. Perfect. So that one's going to be good for those back muscles there. All right, so exercise 6 is going to be our mountain climbers. So Julian's going to be doing his mountain climbers on the ground. Willie's going to be doing the mountain climbers on the chair. And off we go. So just a couple demonstrations for that. Making sure for those of us at home that we're working our way through keeping our heart rate up while we're going through these exercises. Our next exercise is going to be Russian twists. Okay. So we're both going to be sitting on the ground. Julian's going to have his feet up in the air. Willie's going to have his feet nice and close together on the ground. Arms out nice and straight, and your hands are going to follow you, and your eyes are going to follow your hands from side to side. All right, our next one's going to be bridges. So we're going to be staying down there on the ground, okay? Julian's going to be doing a bit of a kick with his leg at the top, and then Willie's just going to be keeping both of his feet on the ground. So we're going to go up, making sure we're lifting those hips up nice and high, and we're keeping that nice and controlled through the core. Our next exercise is going to be sit-ups, okay? So Willie, he's just going to pop his hands on his thighs, and then we're just going to be lifting his shoulders up off the ground. As you can see, Julian's got his legs up in the air, and off they go. So especially with Julian, it's going to be super important that we keep our knees together. So for those of us who are doing exercise level 2, keeping those knees nice and close, because that engages the core a lot more. All right, our second last exercise is going to be X jumps. So the fellas are going to stand up. Willie's just going to be doing one-legged jumps just from side to side, and then Julian's going to be going around in a square pattern. It's super important. We're staying nice and balanced while we're doing this one. And if you feel like it's a bit too challenging, just going at your own pace. Dropping back to Willie's exercise here is going to be a lot more stability focused for those who have got our knee issues as well. And our last exercise is going to be inchworms. So Willie's going to be going down on his knees and starting on his knees for the inchworm. Jules is going to be starting standing up, and then they're going to crawl their hands out forward, and then Julian's going to do a push-up at the end. That's it, a push-up, and then a crawling back. And so that's going to be our last exercise. All right, are we ready, guys? Yep. Perfect. All right, so let's get up. So with this exercise, as you can see down there on the bottom of your screens, it's going to be climbing the pyramid, and then we're going to come back down as well. All right, let's get started. All you mob at home, 5 burpees is our first exercise. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last one, 5. Perfect. All right, guys, straight to your push-ups, okay? 1, 2, that's it. Try and keep the same pace. You're doing well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, while we're laying down, so just laying down on our sides now, and we're going to be doing our straight leg raise. And then Julian's going to be doing the circles. So laying down on your side, there we go. Yep, 10 each side. So when we're doing this one, guys, making sure that we're trying to get a gap under your ribs. So you're trying to get like a little tunnel under your ribs. You could drive like a Hot Wheels car under, and you're trying to keep those legs back behind your body line. There we go. And change over sides for us. So if you're not quite keeping up with these guys at home, that's perfectly fine. And then we can skip forward. Just make sure when we go through for our next round, we're just trying to get one better than last time. That's all we ever ask for, is that you can just do a one better than we did last time.
And guys, don't forget, if you do have any questions for Dave and the boys about any of the exercises or the timings or the repetitions, please make sure you send them in. We've already got Patty saying awesome, guys, so she's enjoying the workout so far.
There we go. So turtles up next, guys. So we just got 25 turtles in total. That's the way. So Julian's up to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, halfway, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's the way, Willie. I'll make sure we keep that alternate arm and leg going well. 22, 23, 24, and 25. Good work, everyone at home. Up to our mountain climbers now. And now you mob at home. There we go. And off for 30 mountain climbers, guys. So let's get through this one nice and fast. Get the intensity up, get the heart rate up, and get that burn. As you can tell, all these exercises are all body weight. So we need no equipment for today's session, which is really good. There we go. 30 nice and fast. All right, so Russian twists now, guys. So sitting back down on the ground. So Jules, you're going to have your feet in the air. Willie going to have your feet on the ground for us. Hands out are nice and straight, and our eyes are going to follow our hands. So this exercise is really good. Like, you don't realise how many times during our normal day we're twisting and turning our core, and it's one of our most common mechanisms for injury. So we can get our core nice and strong, and this exercise particularly targets our oblique muscles. So keeping them nice and strong is going to help reduce your chance of getting back pain. All right, so while we're on the ground, fellas, now we're up to bridges. So we've got 20 bridges. So Jules, you're going to do a 10 on each side with a leg kick, and then Willie's just going to do 20 back to back. Off we go. Wow.
David, what are some of the important little tips in this exercise that people should be thinking about while they're doing it?
We should be really focused on keeping our core nice and strong. And when I say that, I'm trying to keep your core engaged. So what I want you to do, while you've got your back resting on the ground, squeeze your core muscles. It's kind of like you're going to be bringing your belly button in towards your spine, but without actually creating any movement. So by squeezing that, and then also by squeezing your pelvic floor muscles, that's really going to help keep that whole core region nice and strong, and it's going to help reduce back pain. Another important thing is to focus on keeping your hips nice and level while we're doing this. So if you start to see one side starting to drop, then that's just a key. We need to focus on that leg to get it up nice and high. There we go. So the boys are flying through their 20 there, which is great. And now we're up to our sit-ups now, boys. So we've got 15 sit-ups. So Jules, you got your, that's it, feet in the air. Willie's going hands on the thighs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so now we've got the X jumps, okay? Right. So those of us who are doing Willie's one, we might have to do a bit more than 10 because it's going to be a bit quicker than Julian's. So we're going to go by Julian's count to do 10 each way, and off we go. So this one's a really good exercise for all of our basketballers, our footballers, and our netballers out there who have got some knee injuries, as well as I know, Bo, you were saying before the show about your ankles.
Yeah, definitely. I've used a lot of this for stability to get those smaller muscles in my ankles activating. So it's been really important that we're working on these types of things. And like you said, especially sports people that are, quite agile as well, to get those smaller muscles in their ankles and knees stable.
Yeah, exactly. This is a super important exercise for our athletes out there. And if you went into any elite sporting club during the week, you would see all of their players are doing these types of exercises, especially in the warm-ups before the game. It's really important that we, in a warm-up, you start replicating all the movements that you're going to be doing during a game. So this is key. All right, Jules, we done with those, mate? Perfect. All right, inchworms. For our last one, then we're going to get a break. So 5 inchworms here, guys. So Julian starting up nice and tall. That's it, and down we go. That's it. So this is a good one. Really works on our back flexibility, like our hamstring flexibility. And then we've included a push-up in there so we can get a bit of a chest strength exercise in there as well. It really works your heart and your lungs, so it's a great exercise for all aspects of your fitness.
Burns those calories, doesn't it, Davo?
Absolutely it does. Perfect. One more than the boys have done. I think they're even doing a bonus one in there for you too. All right. So grab a drink while you mob at home. The boys have just done a fantastic work there. So get a bit of a drink in. If you got any questions, make sure that you're putting that through to Bo and myself on the feed. If you got any comments for the fellas, make sure they're all positive because they're working hard to be able to put on this show for you today.
There's Luna who's come in and asking, is this a regular workout?
A regular workout. So we're going to be doing our DC Fit sessions twice every week. I think we're going for 9:30 this Friday, this week, and then we're going to be back on Tuesday next week as well. All right. You guys had a drink? Yep. Had a rest? All right, so get your last drink back in, then we're going to be going through that again. All right, so if you guys have any other questions or anything else, make sure you're shooting these through and make sure that you're signing in each week. Once again, if there's someone there watching you, make sure that they're getting a photo and then you can share that on your social medias. You can pop that in our comments and you can go into the draw to win some of our deadly prizes. All right, guys, first up, we've got the 5 burpees. Off we go. That's it. 2. Great job. 3. 4. 5. Then we go straight into another chest exercise. So we're going to be doing push-ups. Once again, Willie's going to be doing them on his knees and Julian's going to be doing it hand release push-ups. That's it. So the hand release push-ups give our back a little bit of a rest, and it also just incorporates a bit of upper back flexibility, as we should be getting those arms up nice and high, as Julian's doing there. 10, perfect. All right, so a side-lying leg raises for Willie, and then Julian's going to be doing a side-lying leg circles. So make sure that we're going to be doing these on each side. So we've got 15 on each side, so we're going to swap and roll over after your first 15. Off we go. So Willie, when you're doing that, brother, make sure you're keeping those toes pointed down towards the ground. And Julian, can you try to pop that arm out in front of you, mate? Out in front. So it should be like where your eyes are looking. Yeah, perfect. And then bring your head down, and that can stop anyone from getting any neck issues as well. We don't want to be popping our head up with this one because you can start to cause some issues for your neck. That's it. Willie, keep those toes pointed down. And we're just going to get Julian just to roll his hips forward. So when we're doing this exercise at home, you want to have your hips facing forward so that your glutes, so your butt cheeks, are the highest part of your hips on this exercise. And that's our 15. Perfect. All right, so now we're up to a level 4. So we've got our 20 mini squats for Willie, and then Julian's going to be doing a 20 180-degree jump squats. Off we go. 2, perfect timing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. So if you're doing the jump squats at home, make sure you're not just doing full circles, otherwise you get too dizzy. We don't want anyone falling over and hurting themselves. As you can see here, Julian's spinning in a different direction each time. So we should always be facing towards the left side of Julian.
For all the mob out there, I think too, Davo, their heart rate should be starting to get a lot higher now, because I'm looking at the boys and I can tell that they're sweating up a storm and their heart rate's getting really high at the moment.
That's it. The boys are working hard. So if anyone at home's got any issues, make sure you're just going through at your own pace. Right, so we're up to the turtles now. So Willie's going to be doing like his straight arm, straight leg, and then Julian's going to be going out to the side. So we've got 25 turtles. So this exercise is a really good one at just engaging our glute muscles, our lower back and our upper back muscles as well. It's really hard to target these muscles without using exercise equipment. This is a great example of the ways that we can use our body weight and use gravity to our advantage. Perfect, the boys are flying through that. Up next is our 30 mountain climbers. This one's really going to get that heart rate up nice and high, Bo.
It's what we want.
That's it. The boys are working hard here. Make sure you're keeping that heart rate up. As you can see, both with Julian and Willie, is that they've got their hands just under their shoulders. It's super important. You keep those hands down nice and low, and it can stop you getting any back issues as well. All right, boys. Now we've got the Russian twists. So we're both going to be going down 25 Russian twists. So Julian, feet up in the air, keeping those knees together, and then Willie, feet down on the ground, touching each other. Off we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see if you can keep up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Perfect, boys. 20 bridges. Okay, so Julian's going to be doing a kick out at the top, and then Willie's just going to be doing just our traditional bridges. So like Bo asked before, keeping your core engaged, and then trying to see if you can keep that core engaged for a couple of reps. Stop and reset. As with all things here at DC Fit, it's all about quality over quantity. So if you're only getting through 15 reps, but they're really good quality, and you're really proud of those, that's all we're ever going to ask. So we're trying to get to 20 in total here. So the boys are up to 15 now, so we've got 5 to go. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, and then while we're on the ground, boys, now we've got our sit-ups. Off we go. That's the way. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. That's the way. Now these boys are really starting to huff and puff. Lucky you've only got 2 exercises left before we get another break. So now we've got our X jumps. Right, so we've got a 10 on each leg. So we're going to keep up. We're going to try to keep up with Julian for this one, and off we go.
As mentioned before, for the mob watching out there, if you mob post up a photo or a video of you doing your DC Fit session, we might even invite you to be a part of our live session, Davo.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to get more of the community involved in these sessions as we're going through as well. So if you guys are doing a deadly job at home, I'll send through a video or send through a photo, and then we'll see what we can do about getting you in with some of our deadly ambassadors here. Of course, if that happens, we're going to have to make sure that we keep that 1.5 metres away. That's the way, Jules. Keep going, mate. You're doing a great job here. So what can you say about the boys going through here, Bo? Inchworms now, guys.
Yep.
5 to go, then it's our last break.
So the boys I can hear them, Davo. They're working up a bit of a sweat, and there's a bit of puffs coming through right now, which means they're working hard. So these are really legit workout guys for you mob out there. So I'm hoping that everyone should be their heart rate should be starting to get right up by now.
That's it. As we can tell, these boys are both pretty fit, and if they're getting a good workout, that means everyone can get a good workout from doing this. And the best thing about these sessions is that there's no equipment, so that all you need at home is just a bit of space, a towel if you got one, a drink bottle, and then Willie's just got a chair. That's the only bit of equipment that we're going to need. So you can still get a really good burn, a really good heart rate up without needing any of the fancy equipment that you see in the gyms.
Great work, guys. So once again, if you post up a video or a photo of you doing a DC Fit live session, you can go in the running to be invited to join a DC ambassador to do a live workout session. So that's pretty special.
Yeah, man, that's super news. So not every day you'll get to do a workout with Steve or Willie or Petro or even yourself, Bo.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, we've got one more round, guys. In this one, I really just want you just to give it everything you got. If this is the only bit of exercise that you're doing today, I make sure it's the best quality that you can. All right, boys, I'll get your last bit of a drink in, and then we're going to get started in 5 seconds. So 3, 2, 1, off we go for burpees.
Davo, how long do you think that we should be leaving in between each exercise and each set as a rest period, roughly?
So we should probably just be trying to get about 4 or 5 seconds between each of our sets. But if you're super fit and you want to super challenge yourself, then you can jump up straight in without any rest at all. 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Geez, these boys are working hard here. All right, so now we're up to our side-lying leg raise for Willie and our leg circles for Julian. So make sure that we're leaning those hips forward and we're trying to get that little gap under your ribs. And then for those of us at home who are doing our leg circles, as you can see with Julian, he's trying to keep his foot behind his body. So he's not letting that foot go in front. What that does is that makes sure that his glutes are doing all the work rather than our hip flexors and our quads. As we're sitting down a lot at home these days, our hip flexors and quads are going to become a fair bit tight, so we need to make sure that we're still exercising our glutes and we're keeping that good posture as we're working our way through. That's it, and the boys have done 15, absolutely flying here. So now we're up to our mini squats, and then Jules is going to be doing his 180-degree jump squats. So we've got 20 of these, so off we go. 1.
And the good thing about these, Davo, is the modified session. You don't have to be an elite sports person to be able to do these exercises. You can see that Julian's doing, I suppose, the extended version or the quality version in terms of getting his heart rate up, whereas Wills is doing the modified version as he has an injury, and even for people out there with any type of chronic diseases that may not be able to do those types of exercises that Julian's doing, Wills is doing the modified version for you. So this is really for everybody and anybody that wants to do any type of exercise.
And if you're finding some of these exercises a bit too hard or they're not quite hard enough, make sure that you let us know. Because we write each of these sessions the week that we're going to do it. So if you want some of the sessions to be a bit easier, to be a bit harder, or you got some new suggestions for some DC Fit content, make sure that you send that through, and then we'll include it in the next week's exercise sessions as well. All right, so what we're up to now we've got our mountain climbers. So Willie's going to be back using that chair again, and then Julian's going to be popping down, keeping his arms right under his shoulders, and off we go. I'm going to get through these nice and fast. So the boys are going to race through this. If you can't quite keep up with these fellas, that's perfectly fine. Doing the best that you can, and really trying to make sure that you're getting the most out of yourself as you can. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Great work, guys.
Perfect, boys. Now we're up to the Russian twists. 25? Yep, 25 Russian twists. All right, so get your breath in and off we go. That's the way, Jules. Keep those knees nice and close. All you mob out there, make sure that you're squeezing your pelvic floor, you're squeezing your core muscles while we're doing these. It's going to help reduce your back pain later on.
Had a really nice comment from Trent Lyon. What a calming yet motivating narration voice explaining all these exercises.
Must be talking to you, Bo.
I must be talking to me.
Must be talking to you, sis. All right, now we've got our bridges up next.
G'day, Selwyn. Hope you're doing the exercises.
That's it. Off we go. So 20 bridges.
We want to make sure we're activating our glutes in this movement as well, don't we, Davo?
That's it, yeah. Really making sure that we're activating those glutes, because this is the key part of this exercise, as well as keeping those hips nice and level. As you can tell with these fellas, they're both pretty fit. They're keeping those hips up perfectly level for us, which is great.
All right, we're going through your sit-ups. So station 9, 15 sit-ups. As you can see, Wills is doing the modified version by just putting these palms to his knees, whereas Julian is doing the full version and really crunching those guts. Don't forget to have fun, you mob, while you're out there as well doing this. Exercise is always fun. Hey, boys. All right, up next, we have the X jumps. So once again, Wills will be taking you through the X jumps by going side to side with his modified version, whereas Julian will be doing the whole X with a slight squat. 10 of these.
Perfect. That's it.
Make sure we're swapping legs.
And there's nothing wrong with this one too. If you're doing a 5 on one side, 5 on the other, and then going back and finishing your 10 afterwards as well. You can do your 5, 5, 5, and 5. It's just about making sure you're pushing yourself. You want it to be difficult, but you don't want it to be impossible. All right, now our last exercise is going to be our inchworms, okay? So 5 inchworms, that's the way, and down we go. Make sure we're getting like a good core workout, getting those hamstrings nice and stretched for Julian, who's going to be standing up there. That's it, 2.
Morris Hodges sent through great work, guys. I'm sweating just from looking at you. Morris, you should be doing it, brother.
That's it, 2 to go, all you mob at home, almost done. Our last one now. Perfect, and we're done. All right, guys, get a drink in. Now we're just going to go through, and what I want you to do is just to, all you mob at home, make sure that we're having a bit of a stretch down, we're getting a drink in, and then it's super important that we're keeping clean and deadly at home as well. So just make sure that we're wiping down all of our exercise equipment that we're using as we're going through.
And it's not only important, Davo, just to do this for your physical health. This is also really good for your mental health as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like we were talking about before as well, when the body exercises, it naturally releases some of those happy chemicals we get, our endorphins and our dopamine as well. And so you're doing that, and that's part of what can make your body become addicted to exercise.
Awesome. Yeah, and for our elders, what can they be doing also?
Yeah, so Work It Out's got a couple of our exercise sessions on their Facebook page. If you're not part of that, what we can do, making sure that we're just doing 30 minutes of home exercise each day. I like what Willie was doing before, using the chair, using the wall for a couple of our exercises. Doesn't matter if it's doing the gardening, if it's walking the dog, 30 minutes of physical activity is enough to keep us fit, especially at the moment.
Awesome, no worries. So guys, thanks for joining us here on DC Fit Live today. I will be back with you on Friday, so keep an eye on our Facebook and our Instagram page to find out more about the scheduling times that will be going live again. Thank you.